Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training. Here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. This week we're talking about simple wins. It's been a busy week, or it's going to be a busy week. I just got home from Oklahoma City and Devon Park, the home of the Women's College World Series. I got to go down to the Game Changers Bat Lab with some of the best hitters in our game, Tiare Jennings, Riley Boone, Amanda Lorenz, a bunch of future Boomer Sooners, the 18U national team. What a great opportunity to talk about the mental game and to watch people bash the crap out of the ball. Tomorrow, I get to speak with 800 student leaders at the Ohio High School Athletic Association Leadership Conference, and all this stuff is so amazing. And every time I start to get ready, I want to throw everything, all the information I have, all the stories, all the tools, everything, so that I make sure that I'm giving big impact to the people that I'm working with. But here's the problem. Whenever we try to get too much in there, our impact is crushed. It doesn't work. We've got too much, overload, too much, and we can't perform. Sound familiar? This happens to us on the field too. We try to cover too many positions. We think about too many adjustments. We juggle too many cues. We end up doing less. And high performers aren't doing more. They're doing the most important few things better and faster. And I need to say this out loud to myself 100 times a day. Decide, simplify, execute. Just like the hundreds of swings I've got to watch between sessions this weekend, doing more, thinking more, trying more, unfortunately didn't make the ball fly over the fence more. Trust me, we saw it a lot. But simple beats scattered every time. And science tells us why. Study after study show that too many choices slows us down. The Hickman-Hyman law proves that decision time grows with too many options. The more we have to pick from, the slower we move. It makes sense. Even jam sellers know this. Jam, like jelly jam. In one study, when shoppers could sample 36 flavors, they tasted more but bought less. When only 6 were offered, sales jumped. Fewer options led to faster choices, more bandwidth to perform. We can do more with less, believe it or not. And when it comes to performance, our mental RAM, the amount of space we have in our head, is really small. Working memory can only hold about 4 chunks of information at a time. Think about all the things we have to look at on the field or in the game, and it's more than 4. We have to, that stuff just crowds out what matters most, which is, what do I need to do now? Add stress into the mix, and it gets only big time worse. Under pressure, we know that the part of our brain responsible for planning and focus, our prefrontal cortex, gets noisy and is less efficient. And I can't talk all of a sudden. Don't know what's going on. But that's why the best performers and coaches don't think about more or think more. They think and focus on what matters most. What is the simplicity of what I'm doing, and how do I do it to the best of my ability efficiently? That's why simplicity works everywhere. Even in sermons, they only have 3 points. Not 10, 3. Otherwise, you go out there thinking you know the whole Bible, and you would not remember anything. So, we're not good multitaskers. We need to break things down. And when I'm planning a session, or when I'm working in a session, or when I'm out trying to do something at my best, I've got to do that too. So we're going to talk about 3 tools that can help us get there today. The first one is the 3-by-1 rule. This can help keep us honest and help me stay honest when I speak. And it can help us stay focused when we need to compete. It's simple. 3 big ideas, 1 action for each. When I prepare to talk, I need to ask myself, if they only remember 3 things, what do I want those 3 things to be? And then I can match each idea with 1 specific action that they can take. We can do this on the field too. 1 specific action, 1 tool. Only 3 times can we repeat that. Maybe we choose energy, focus, our attitude, these 3 things that we can control. We can do this on the field. That might look like this, right? For energy, I'm going to sprint every ball no matter what. For my focus, I'm going to see the seams. For my attitude, I'm going to think about next pitch, next play, whatever that is. That's it. The rest is noise, not helpful. Research shows that when it's more simple, we react faster. It's that simple. Research on goals also says the fewer goals we have, the more likely we are to reach them. Otherwise, we're clouded and we're pulled in too many directions. It slows our processing time, it slows our decision-making time, and we can't give anything our full attention. Too much, less performance. The next thing that we can think about would be the decide, do, and then debrief tool. This is sort of cool and keeps it really simple. Decide, what's my job right now? What is it? How simple can we make it? The do, lock in and execute it. It's like the think box and the play box. Here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to do it, plain and simple. And then I debrief. What worked? What didn't? What's next? Then we repeat. Decide, do, debrief. Decide, do, debrief. This simple loop trains your brain to act with clarity, confidence, and recovery, which is really important. Cognitive science calls this chunking. Instead of seeing the game as one giant, overwhelming event, we're breaking it down into hundreds of small, winnable moments. And when we focus on micro feedback loops, we can accelerate our learning and our confidence. Huge. The more times we complete the loop, the faster our brain connects decisions and results, and we start to build trust in our ability to respond and not react. That's the goal. When I coach athletes through this, we're talking about the fact that performance is not about perfection. It's about shortening the time between thinking and doing, and maybe more importantly, shortening the time between seeing and doing so that there's not this big thinking gap in between the two. And then finally, between doing and learning. That's what decide, do, and debrief can teach us. The third tool, most simple, might be my favorite. The one word plus one target. This is your in-the-moment anchor. When everything speeds up, the pressure, the noise, the nerves, one word and one external focus of attention, like aiming for the back of the rim, the corner of the plate, a specific visual target, whatever it is, that leads to better coordination, accuracy, fluidity, focus. That's where we want to go. Focusing on something outside of us is better than focusing on our mechanics and something inside of us, plain and simple. So we add a word cue, something that matches our best mindset, then you get a performance anchor. Your word might be attack, smooth, trust, finish, flow, whatever it might be. Your target might be the far post, the zone, the glove, even a visual spot on your presentation notes, whatever it might be. That's it. One word, one target. And when you pair those two together, you quiet the noise and train your attention where it needs to be, outside of your head and on the task. The game is played out here. The presentation is given out here. It's powerful. I've seen athletes lower their heart rate, tighten their focus, execute more cleanly by simply using simple cues. That's powerful. And when you put these tools together, the 3x1, decide, do, debrief, the one word, one target, you simplify your focus, you free up mental space, you sharpen your execution, plain and simple. Recover and adjust quickly. The more you practice the simplicity, the more natural it becomes. The less you're overwhelmed internally, the less you're overwhelming people outside of you. And it's not about doing less, it's about doing what matters most. 3 things. What can I give them? What can they take? What can they implement today? So I've got to keep it simple, and so do you. When I get ready to finish my PowerPoint for tomorrow in the next 5 minutes here, I've got to remember that these 800 student leaders need actionable, simple things. Not overwhelm, not too much, just something they can walk out of there with, because if I can cut it down to simple, my mind is going to be freer as well. And then they can keep it simple. Because if I have them focused on a million things, they'll focus on nothing. So how do we take our brain or our cues or our mindset or our focus and keep it on what's the most important right now? Simple wins. It's elusive. Simplicity is elusive. We try to make so much more out of everything. We call that adding more on. We're going to be a moron for the moment. We're not doing more. We're doing more of what makes a difference, more of what matters. And if I can learn to keep things simple, I am going to be more efficient. I'm going to be more effective. I'm going to be more confident, more consistent, and have more impact. And so will you. So, what do you need to keep simple this week? What's the challenge here? Pick one word, one target, 3 things with 1 action each. Decide, do, debrief. But really, it's about being simple and executable, plain and simple. Decide, simplify, execute. And there we go. If you'd like to talk about this or anything related to mental performance, Julie J at SSB Performance, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I love to work with your athletes, your team, your business. It's fun. And I promise that I will bring actionable tools simply to help you and your team perform better. It's my goal every day. And I've got to keep reminding myself, so I bet you do too. So until next week, have a great week or not. The choice is yours.